Hey guys, before we start, a quick shout out to Alpha Dog Nutrition for sponsoring this podcast. Alpha Dog products are now available at dusupply.com, and you can use code ALPHADOG15 at checkout for 15% off and a credit for free shipping to try it yourself. Now let's get you to your podcast.
Where's Fielder? He's gone to the dogs.
Well, good morning. This is Steve Fielder with the Gone to the Dogs podcast, coming to you live from Autumn Oaks in Richmond, Indiana. I'm here in the Hunt building this morning. It's kind of quiet in here. Get an opportunity to record a little before the buzz of all the crowd gets in here. I'm sitting in the Hunt area, which consists of all the UKC functions, the registration, the night hunt entry tables, the podium where everything is announced to the hunters. Their bleachers are here. And then behind the bleachers on the from as I'm looking out on my left are the breed association tables and booths. And these breed associations have really stepped up their game since I was first involved here in Richmond. Most of them have elaborate canopies. I'm looking right here in front of my booth. There's a Tree and Walker Breeders and Fanciers Association booth, a nice big booth with a kind of a beige and green color format, really a sharp booth, has their logo. And I remember their motto, where the search for superiorology never ceases. And then as I look down, I see my association. I happen to be a lifetime member of the National Plothounds Association. They are here. Then the American Black and Tan Coonhounds Association, the Blue Tick Breeders and Coon Hunters. I see the United English Association booth. And I also see another blue, I guess that's probably BBOA, the Blue Tick Breeders of America. Anyway, getting ready for the crowds to come in, and I hope to visit with several members or people that have come to the Autumn Oaks. Some of them will be here to show their dogs. Some of them will be to hunt in many night hunts. Some of them came to visit the vendors. There's virtually everything that you could imagine for a hound hunter in a way of supplies for themselves and their dogs, apparel, all kinds of stuff. And then, of course, there's puppies galore outside. You want to take home a nice purebred coonhound puppy, they're going to be able to tempt you sorely out here. But anyway, I'm going to take a little break here, and we'll be back with our first guest here on Friday at the 2025 Autumn Oaks. Well, lo and behold, the first person to stop by the booth this morning on Friday morning here at Autumn Oaks is one of my fellow podcasters on the DU Hunting Supply Network, Mr. Heath Hyatt. How you doing, Heath?
I'm good.
Yeah, man.
I'm getting ready to call it a wrap, and you're just getting started.
Yeah, you're going to head back to the hills here.
There is dogs and bear to be run and bear to be caught.
You know, everything reminds me of a story, but years ago, Plot Days was in September. And all the bear hunters got to complaining. They said, man, that's when we go to Michigan and Wisconsin for bear season. The season opens. And does it still open in September up there?
Yes.
Kill season?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So They said, you know, we love y'all. And we love to come to Plot Days, but we're going bear hunting, man. So that's when they moved it back to the 1st of August. And it was there years.
Yeah, I seen Jackie Carpenter yesterday.
Yeah, she was by. In fact, I see her over there now.
Yep, I run into her in the show ring, and she come over and spoke. I hadn't seen her in years, but
Yeah.
It's hard. Like, it's so hard. Like, right now, I'm not terribly disappointed because my dogs needed a rest. Like, between staples and holes, which I don't like. But taking a couple of days off probably did the dogs good, actually. So I didn't mind too bad running up here.
You know that the bear hunters have become quite the lay veterinarians when it comes to patching dogs up and all. You know, back in the day when I was a kid, we just had to take them off the mountain and go to a vet somewhere. We didn't know anything about stitching them up or stapling back then. You never heard of it. Mm-hmm. When I really saw that come into action was when I was up in Wisconsin hunting with Chad Barth up there around Minong and all, and we got a dog in a pretty bad wreck up there, and had to staple him back together, so to speak. You know, but
last weekend was rough for me, but Garrett hunts with me, and when I come up out of the mountain, I hollered at him on the radio and I said, "Hey, come around here. I'm gonna need some assistance." So we laid him up on the back of the tailgate, washed him out. You know, I carry saline. We carry med kits. Washed him out with saline, and I mean, we shaved him because I carry clippers. Mm-hmm. We shaved him up, and we literally stapled him up on the back of and I mean, it looks like they've been. Of course, he is a vet. You
know, a dog is so resilient, though. You know, a dog can take that kind of care, and it don't seem to hurt them or bother them. I mean, their pain threshold must be awfully high.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when you're just getting the skin, too.
Well, that's it.
Yeah, you're not getting it into muscle and whatever.
Well, we don't like to talk about that a lot, and I guess we think on these podcasts and stuff, you know, we shouldn't talk about a lot of that kind of thing, but it happens. Life happens, you know, and but most of the time, if a bear dog, my opinion, is got some gray matter up there, he knows he can't kill that bear. Mm-hmm. He can harass the bear. And, you know, those suicidal dogs don't last very long in a pack.
No. And that's your breed. You running those kamikazes.
Yeah, I tell you. I guess one of the ones that I remember the best, and it's a long story and I won't tell that, but was hunting my old Bronco dog, and he trailed a long way and treed in a den. And I went to him because I heard somebody tell their boy to get a gun and head into him, and I was kind of concerned about that. I knew this was a young kid, and I didn't want him there to bear tree with old Bronco.
Right.
So I headed around the mountain. I could do that back then. I headed around through there, and I got to that tree, and it was a big hollow tree. And here I am telling the story. I didn't mean to. But anyway, it was a big hollow tree, and there was a hole up there, and there was a hole in the bottom. Well, I radioed back, and I said, he's probably got a coon treed, you know, and I'll be up out of here in a little bit. Well, they'd started turning dogs loose already down over the mountain to him from the road up there. First thing you know, I got a whole passel of dogs around this tree. Well, they finally get in there, you know, we get everything tied back, and somebody beats on this tree, and lo and behold, out rolls this sow bear out of that hole in the top. She come right down and jumped off, and so didn't know at the time that she had cubs with her. They turned dogs loose after she got out of sight down over the hill. And as soon as the dogs got out of sight, here come two about almost yearling cubs out of there. So it was 3 bear in that hollow tree. And, of course, they went, and the dogs stayed on the sow. And she'd go up and then come right back down. She wouldn't stay up. She'd want to go to the, you know. And what I'm trying to get at, my dad's dog, Butch, she was out of that old Butch Jill cross, an old fancy was out of. He was right up on that sow bear's back, had her right by the scruff of the neck. Now, he was not going to live long doing that to a bear.
That's right.
And he did end up dying of a heart attack, 5 years old. But you don't need that much.
No.
No, a bear is... do you think a dog... Have you done any hog hunting at all? With you? No. I think dogs, I read something the other day, I think dogs are more afraid of a bear than they are a hog.
You think it's a size intimidation?
I think it's, and the way a bear will run, a hog will run at him too. But I just think it's, the size and the.
But I'd rather run a bear than a hog.
Oh, absolutely.
For me, man,
the hogs are too rough on them.
Yeah. I ain't got much, but I like to keep what I got.
My dad he said, I'm not going to get my dogs all cut up on those things.
Yeah.
But some guys live for it. That's their game. You know, I was just listening to a podcast, some new fella, I don't know, talking to Mike Cawley. Did you see that? Oh, no. I don't know the name of it. It's a fairly new podcast. A young fella, I think he runs plots on hogs. And I didn't get to listen to the whole podcast. I had problems with my phone pairing up to my truck on this trip up here. I don't know what's wrong, and I didn't get to listen to all of it. But they were kind of talking about it. And Mike, he likes to bear hunt too, and he says the dogs are more afraid of a bear than they are hogs.
That's interesting. I mean, I don't have any experience with it, but I like I said, I feel like hogs are 10 times rougher on the dog than a bear.
They are. They can cut them all to pieces. Well, on a brighter subject, you judged the dog show here at Autumn Oaks yesterday.
Yes.
Tell me what that show was that you judged. It's something new they're doing.
Yeah, so it was more of a confirmation. It was more of a fun show, like a showcase show.
Somebody drove a
golf cart
or something in the building. Sorry about that.
But it was more of a showcase show. And so myself and Scarlett judged. She had one ring, I had the other. We done puppies from 4 to 6, which you just can't show a puppy until it's 6 months old. And then they had from 6 to 9 months old and 9 to 12 months old. And then you went into your different classes. And we judged veterans, which was a dog had to be over 7.
Yeah.
We judged stud dogs. So you had the stud and you had to have 2 offspring out of him. And the same thing with the brood bitches. We did the female, and we did the female and 2 offspring out of her. Those were tough because if you had all the breeds in there, you were looking at 36, 40 dogs. And you're trying to, for me, like we talked before, I was looking at the producer, whether it was a male or female, and if they produce in consistency, are they producing as the same or better than them? So I was kind of taking that as a whole to see what they were producing. So that was really tough because there was some really, really nice dogs in that group. And then after we finished that, we did generational. So you had to have either a male or female, a son or daughter, and then a grandson or daughter. That one was good too. And then the overall, we did the Hall of Fame. But they gotta have 40 wins
exactly
to get a Hall of Fame. So when you put up 7 dogs, and you're looking at dogs that have, Wayne Steele ended up winning it.
Oh, did he?
Yep, with his plot dogs. The one he won the world show with.
Call him, something Dibs. Yeah, I think he called.
Wayne ended up winning it, but you couldn't go wrong. Like you could have picked any one of those dogs. Yeah. And they well deserve it.
It's one of those things you close your eyes and just point.
Yeah, it's like, and it's hard. Like you want all the dogs are in that category. All dogs are deserving. They're there for a reason. So it was challenging. Like it was new. It was fun. Very honored to be able to come up and do that for this show.
Yeah, well, you're a performance dog guy. Everybody knows that, from your police work to your bear dogs, for your coon hunt and all that stuff. But and I've judged and I've built show programs for registries, all that kind of stuff. Why do we do that? Why do we like to judge dogs?
For me, it's confirmation. Like I want a dog put together well. For me, like I like seeing a well put together dog that's got good reach in the front end, it's got good drive in the rear end, got a good top line. Like I'm looking at the build of the dog, and that's what I'm.
Form follows function, they say.
Yes. And Danielle Champ and I had this conversation yesterday.
Danielle's from West Virginia.
Yep.
She and Gary.
Yep. So we had this conversation yesterday in between breaks of the show, like for me, for running long distances, like I've got to have a dog that's built well, put up well, maintains well, and can do those long. Like last Sunday, I had a 19-mile race. You know, Tuesday I had like 18.7 mile race. And those dogs have got, and for me,
that's not on a track.
No, some country that I would prefer not to be in. So for me, when I get to look at a dog, I want to see what's out there. Like I love looking at the conformation, how they're built, bone structure. Me and her got into this little, side conversation about some of the dogs are a little bit more petite. You know, you start looking at that front end and you get down in the ankle and they're pencil
You
lead.
wonder if they're strong enough.
Right. Yeah. So that's
the shock absorber in the dog, that front end and those pasterns, and carpal joints and all that. When I was with AKC, I had to teach the judges about these coonhounds as we brought all these coonhounds in. Well, I had to kind of go to school myself. I judged dogs for years and all that, but I had to really delve down into a lot of this stuff, and just you hit on hit the nail on the head, that those hindquarters, that's your engine. That's what drives the dog. That front end steers him, and that shock absorber absorbs the shock and up through the shoulders and all that, Otherwise, that dog's just pounding himself in the ground if he's not properly angulated and all that stuff. I remember some of the old coonhound people, say, what's all this stuff about angulation and all? Well, that's just, blah, blah. Way back, Heath used to put a dog on the bench. If he stood real still, he was the winner.
winner chicken dinner. I go with that one right there.
Boy, if you go over to this building right over here, they're
showing right now.
And look at some of those animals, man, they're amazing.
Yep.
Well, that's good. And to me, it's a feather in UKC's cap to have performance people judging these dogs because they understand, and those standards were written by people. There was a reason they wrote the standards the way they were, and it was for performance.
Yeah.
The coonhound is a working dog. That's really cool. I wish I'd have been here yesterday to get to see our judge.
Yeah.
Because, well, you've been doing quite a bit of judging. You were judge at Walker Days, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't know how I picked up, I guess, I've been getting some phone calls. And, of course, I do a couple of those small judges at the house, shows at the house for people, just try to help them out.
Yeah.
But, me and Danielle was talking yesterday, like, I got my license under Lindell Price in 1998.
Oh, yeah.
Now, for us, that's a long time ago for me.
Yeah.
For you guys.
Yeah. Well, that's the year I went to PKC. I'd already been at UKC for 16 years.
Yeah. So, somebody asked me yesterday, he's like, well, I didn't know you judged. And I'm like, man, I've been doing it for almost 30 years.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay. Yeah. So, do you see me at these coonhound events? Not much. We just talked. We went to Grand American.
Yeah, right.
I judge Walker Days, and I'm up here. So I make 2 or 3 a year. But, I'm not competition hunting, but I still try to keep up with what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's like me when I was in UKC. I used to read the Foxhound magazines all the time. I always loved any kind of hound, and I loved it if it was performance. And then I was there when we started the Beagle program. I was never a beater, but that was fun. That was education, But you mentioned apprenticing, under Lindell was probably there at Christiansburg.
Well, yeah. I traveled. I helped him do the West Virginia show up at Melvin Bishop in Princeton.
Yeah.
We did an RQE in Appomattox.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, Christiansburg.
Well, you were apprenticed on one of the best there ever was, really.
Yeah, I mean, and I didn't realize it. Like, they don't have to do that now. And I'm like,
they are not apprenticing now.
And I'm like, well, how do you learn? Like, how do you learn?
Mm-hmm. They must have just changed that because last year when I was up at the plot sectional up at Elkins,
that's
up
right.
there, the Coons boy, is it Jason?
Yeah.
He apprenticed under me up there. But they must have changed that here recently then.
Yeah. And I like I said, I hope I'm not misquoting it, but I think they're going to do different levels. So to get a level 1 for a local coon club, you don't have to do X, Y, and Z. But if you want to show at bigger shows like the sectionals and the state hunts, you're going to have to do, something else.
Yeah.
So maybe they're in the works, or maybe that's what's happening.
I got you. Well, things are always changing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Chelsea, is she enjoying these coonhound events? I don't.
Yeah, she's
there
over
she
there.
is. Yeah, she's waiting patiently while we're gabbing.
She probably gets tired of following me around.
Well, I think she went on that big adventure you had in Canada.
Yeah, she went to Wisconsin with me this year. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
No, she enjoys to travel. I don't know that she enjoys this, but she likes to go.
Yeah, I know that. I know that story. Well, I listened to your podcast. This one I mentioned to you earlier. I'm a numbers guy. I like to watch the numbers on things, and the number of downloads and all. And this recent episode, and yours have been doing very well. And the one that I noticed particularly was this one on, males and females. That was interesting. I enjoyed that too. And of course, we all have our, preconceived ideas and stuff. But I don't remember at the very end. Did you come up with you said going on into that you preferred a male?
Males are my pick.
Yeah.
And I'm overloaded with females. Like I'm overloaded with them. And, if you start breaking it down, and I quoted what Doug Temple said, females usually start a little quicker and they're easier they pick up on things. And I think that attracts us to them quicker.
Yeah.
But if you get that male that's special, just like fever, like if you get that special male, then you've got something. Yeah. The females are more readily available. They come along. They're easier to train. Like I said, they're more biddable. You don't have to put as much pressure to them. And I don't know. Like I said, on the way back from Wisconsin, that's when it kind of hit me. I had 10 dogs with me, and I had 2 males and 8 females in the truck. And I'm like, wait, where did this come from? That's where that idea come from.
Yeah.
I was like, how did I end up here?
It was interesting to me when Chris Powell and I went out to Texas and hunted with Shorty Gorham. And he has a little different take on that. He leaves all his females intact and neuters the males. Of course, he's running primarily females. But he neuters the males, and I guess if he wants to breed, maybe he keeps a stud dog back, or maybe he knows where the one he wants to breed to. But so he doesn't let those heat periods slow him down. He just hunts them right on through it.
Wonder how, because I talked about it in the podcast, like they're, the hormones kind of jumping on. And I talked about Brandy, how funny she was.
And it definitely affects some females for sure.
Yeah. But, I thought, you do those podcasts, it's a 30-minute clip, and you got 2 days worth of information that you could have put out there.
Right.
And, it's so hard, and this. I can go out and find a pretty decent male to breed to. Mm-hmm. You go find me a top quality female to breed to.
Absolutely. When I had Roper, and people would call me all the time, you got any pups? I said, I don't have any females to breed, but why don't you get you a good female and bring them, and you can have a whole litter of pups. Mm-hmm. Man, I don't know where there's a good one anywhere.
They're hard to find.
There's a shortage of good females when when you're thinking about. And of course, Mark, he's goal oriented with that dog, and he's got goals he wants to make. He wants to make the top reproducers list, and different things like that. And he said, well, you got to have 100 pups, and you got to have. I don't know how many of them have to be titled, but you have to have some titled pups or whatever, all that. And I said, yeah, but there's a danger in that, Mark. We can't just breed anything. And he agrees, but you can't just breed anything to get numbers. The key is finding those good ones. And then to convince that. I remember we had that old female Fancy. But first litter of the Butch and Jill dogs for the bear hunters out there, prop people. All right, Oliver Smith. was out bear. He hunted all over the United States, and he had that stud dog called Cascade Big Timber.
Mm-hmm.
He asked my dad, would he ship Fancy out when she come in heat out to Idaho and breed to Timber? And my dad liked Oliver. In fact, we bought that's where old Bronco came from, Timber. My dad said, I wouldn't ship her across the street to breed to a dog. I don't ship my dogs around like that, and Dad was easy going, but he was very firm in what he believed, especially when it came to his dogs, and he said, no, I won't ship her out there. And that's the way I think these guys are. They got a good female. Number one, they won't keep them out of the woods long enough to breed them because they don't want to lose all that time. What is it, 2 months? Maybe you tie a female up or something with a litter puppy.
Well, yeah, you can hunt them up to about,
yeah, by the time they whelp their pups and they're nursing the pups and all that.
I mean, yeah, you're a good close to 3 months, and then you got to get them back in shape because that's rough on them.
Oh, yeah, and I talked to my friend Randy Smith, who's really worked hard. And Randy, you've hunted with Randy, and he's been in hunting with you. But, he knows how it's hard on these females to raise these litters of pups. It's not a walk in the park. Well, anything's hard is never easy.
Well, let's circle back because it just caught me. We're sitting here talking about how I'm top heavy with females, and it was easy for me to pick these females. But then we're sitting here talking like to have a good one to breed to is different. Like, so if you look at the comments and stuff on that post, I mean, it was 95% female. And I've got a pot load of them at the house, and I've got 2 right now that I want to breed to. I got 2, and I've got 10 females, I guess.
Yeah.
So, and they all do their job. But the two that I want to breed to are the above average to me.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a circle, like which way you want to go with, like where you want to step off the merry-go-round.
Yeah. Well, so many things that come to mind. A lot of these people, especially like in the AKC dog show world and registration, there's a big, not in the show world so much, but in the world of dogs, everybody wants to rescue a dog now. You're like Satan himself if you breed a dog. Shop, don't adopt. Adopt, don't shop. All that mentality's out there, But the guys that have dogs and breed performance dogs like you, Heath, you don't just breed any female. And some guys say, oh, this dog's a dominant stud dog. You can breed him to a collie or breed him to a collie and he'll produce 3 dogs. Mark's got a real nice young female. She's not fever bred. And, she's in the heat right now. And the discussion came up. She's proven that she'll tree and all that, but she's just not there yet. And she's real pretty, and I know she's going. There goes Josh Michaelis walking by there. Oh, where's your booth, Josh? We're live here, Mr. Cane Stream Media. Thanks for stopping by, brother.
Yeah. I'll stop by again.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. But anyway, he said, I'd like to breed this female, Steve, but she's just not quite there yet. There's still a question mark. That's what you gotta have that mentality with these dogs, don't you?
Yeah. And I like Kate. You've been around Kate.
Yeah.
I got 1 litter out of her. I got 5 puppies, and 4 of them are a little. 2 of them are way above average. And the other 2 are average or a little bit, and then I've got 1 that's average. So I got 5 pups out of her that are all running and treeing, doing what they're supposed to. A couple of them's catching their own bear. They just turned 2.
Yeah, it's a good litter.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I already know kind of what she's producing. So that's one of the dogs that I want to. That's one of the dogs I'm talking about. I'm going to breed her to a good friend of ours, Marshall Nestor's dog, and like hopefully I can get the same quality of pups out of the next litter, and not just I don't want one. I want the majority of that litter to turn out.
Sure.
So
yeah, percentages, and I try hard not to make my podcast a commercial for this dog we got. We really enjoy him, and he's a good one, and it looks like his pups are really going to be good.
So we're watching this English dog. I want to tell you. So the dog coming here, he's sliding around on the concrete. He's licking his lips right now. He's yawned 3 times. Dog's stressed.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get him to do something he's not mentally ready for.
Yeah.
Like just watching his mouth. Like he's telling everything through his mouth. Like, I'm not okay being here right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And see, a dog whisperer like you, who studied dogs on levels that the average houndsman just never thinks about, much less does, would know that, and that only comes through experience. But yeah, and you see that so much. I have over the years, but the ones that really win, that are doing well out there, they're prepared. Mm-hmm. They've spent how you doing? Yeah. They have spent countless hours at home working, and they've been to a lot of shows and all that stuff. But
good looking dog.
Yeah, it is a nice looking dog.
Female. He's not just he's just not ready for the
head's
sheep.
not in it. No, he's young.
Yeah,
I'd say a dog. He's probably not even a year old.
Probably
yet.
Puppy class.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, well, that's great. Well, thanks, whoever you are over there, for bringing that dog.
we got a little bit of training out of that.
That's right. We certainly did. Well, Heath, I said we'd do about 20 minutes. We've almost done 30.
Well, I'm good.
You're heading back to to Virginia.
Yeah, I got to pick Maddie up. She's they're out of school today, but the Hillsville Flea Market's going on.
Oh,
so so the volleyball team is actually working parking to make money for the volleyball team. So I got to pick her up from that. And Chelsea don't know it. That her birthday's Monday, and we're taking her whitewater rafting tomorrow.
Chelsea,
her Monday.
Oh,
yeah. So she don't know it, but we're all going. A couple of our friends and all the kids. We're taking. We're going to the gorge.
Ooh, yeah,
I'm going to the gorge. So I'm missing out on hunting tomorrow.
Yeah, I used to do whitewater rafting. When I lived in Michigan, I had a bunch of buddies in my church. We came down and rode to Gauley, the upper and lower Gauley. We went down and rode to Nolichucky and Wilson Creek in Tennessee. We had these little one-man, the funyaks, they call them, on Wilson Creek. And then they went on up to Maryland, somewhere to Youghiogheny River or something, and did that. But, yeah, that's a fun thing for a young man.
Well,
for young people.
Yeah,
it's fun. You'll love it.
We're doing the lower new, so we're doing the easier section because the kids.
Oh yeah,
I don't want to drown
fun. It's still fun. Yeah, no, you don't want that to happen. They'll be fine. Those guys know what they're doing.
Yeah,
they'll have a safety boat there or kayak out there with you.
They better have lifeguard. They better have not lifeguard, but Coast Guard on standby.
We'll have a helicopter up. I live right on the coast of Florida, about a mile and a half from the water, and I see the Coast Guard helicopters flying over. I might have to send one of them up there for you.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, y'all have a safe trip back to Virginia. I appreciate you stopping in with me here, man. It's always good to see you.
Glad you, Nubbin. I just told Nubbin. I said, y'all got to get up. He's like, I can't tromp around them mountains. I said, you can at least sit in the truck and listen to a race.
Yeah.
We can.
Exactly. And that's more fun than shooting a bear anyway.
We get one close to the road, we can get him in there.
Yeah. Every once in a while up there, I look out. And usually when I go up there, we get pretty close to the bear. I've been to a few trees and all. But, they get harder the older you get. So just get out there and pound it as long as you can, buddy.
That's what I'm going to do.
That's right.
I can't go.
That's right. One of the foremost dog authorities, especially hound dogs in the country, police dogs, Mr. Heath Hyatt, with the, what do you call that podcast?
It's What's Up Wednesday. I got to find a name for it.
What's Up Wednesday is on the DU Supply Network. And be sure and listen to Heath's podcast. Always got a lot of good to say. Thanks for coming by, Heath. Appreciate you, buddy. Okay, still here in the headquarters building, actually the hunting ops building at Autumn Oaks. You'll hear quite a bit of background as the folks come in just a few minutes. They'll be having this whole room full of people as the hunters come in to determine where they're going to be hunting and the cast to be called and all. As I'm recording right now here in Richmond, I believe it's 1:30, and we've had a good day. Had a lot of people stop by. I wish I could have recorded with all of them, but I'm very happy to have not just one guest coming to the mic here. I've got three. I've got the Muncy family from Louisa, Kentucky, and man, it's getting loud in here. But anyway, you'll remember a YouTube channel, and correct me, Josh, if I'm wrong on this, but it was first, your YouTube channel first was called Muncy Outdoors. Was that right?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay, this is Josh Muncy. He's the paternal figure here in this trio of fine-looking young men, and I used to really enjoy watching Muncy Outdoors and watching Josh and his boys coon hunting, and Peyton was kind of the spokesperson of the group at that time, giving me the recaps of the hunts and saw. And all, Peyton, how are you?
I've been great. I'm 16 now and staying busy with high school and sports, but I've been awesome.
Just being a young man enjoying life, right?
Yes, absolutely.
God bless you. I wish I was 16 again. Yeah. How old were you when you were doing those YouTube videos with your dad, do you think?
I probably want to say 9 or 10, probably somewhere around that.
Yeah,
okay.
Somewhere between there.
Yeah.
10
Yeah.
and 13.
Well, we also have big brother Bryson and his fiance Courtney. I got that right?
Yeah, you got that right.
Bryson is now in tech school, or trade school, I guess. And you didn't get on the videos as much as little brother you did you? You kind of had...
I was more camera shy.
More camera shy?
I was more camera shy. I'm a lot more open now.
Yeah.
I am.
You wide open now, aren't you?
I am, yeah. I'll talk, get on there, do whatever.
How old are you, Bryson?
I'm 19.
19, and you're 16. I want to ask Josh. He's on 53. No. How old are you? 40 yet?
Yep.
Are you 40?
Just 40, yep.
Just made it 40. Got a little gray in that beard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, thanks to these guys.
Well, I was, okay, so now we kind of come around a little bit, and we got a new effort, and it's called Boneyard.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we changed the name from Muncy Outdoors. My cousin Channing was on there a lot with us, and he's not a Muncy. I mean, he's in our family, but he's not a Muncy. So we kind of changed the name of it. And we wanted, at that time, we were thinking about bringing some other people in to start making some content. So, and they call the area we hunt Boneyard. That's just what it's been called. So we just kind of went with that name. I think it's got a good ring to it, and it's kind of what we stuck with.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. It's catchy. You know, I'm learning with these podcasts. It's funny. You know, I kind of watch the numbers of downloads that we get each week and all that. If you put a catchy title onto it, boy, people will jump on it like a chicken on a June bug. You know, I talked to my buddy Heath Hyatt a few minutes ago, and we have him on this show today. And he ran one about the hunter's question, male or female. In other words, which do you prefer, a male or female? Man, that thing just went through the roof, man. He's got a bunch of interest in that, you know. So I thought, well, I can't be outdone. So I had Fred Moran on, and we said a shot while hunting, you know. So we're going to be like a National Enquirer here before long. We'll have these sensational headlines and all that. Well, Josh, and I want the boys definitely to talk to me here, but tell me a little bit about what this new YouTube venture is going to be for you?
Well, we made some, once we made the transition from Muncy Outdoors to Boneyard, we made some videos under the Boneyard title.
Yeah.
But then we just got so busy. The boys were playing basketball and other sports, amongst other sports, and I was coaching at that time.
Yeah.
So it was too busy. We just took a break from it. I knew it wasn't going to be out forever. I like it too good. So we took a break for a while, and now it's Bryson's out of high school, not playing sports anymore. Peyton's still playing some sports, but that gave us a little more free time to get back into running some hounds. So
somebody's having a good time over there, aren't they? You can tell this is live, uncut, raw footage here from Autumn Oaks. People come here to have a good time, and I'm glad to hear them having. But anyway, you hear this a lot, from coon hunters. They say that when the kids come along, they get involved in sports and all these activities. They have to step back, and that's right. That's the way it should be. Get the priorities straight. But anyway, I'm excited about the new venture. I want just for you folks to get to know this family a little bit. I've been really impressed by these guys because I've kind of followed them closely, and they even came down to Florida and spent a little a day with them. We went to Bass Pro and we went out to eat, and we had a good time. And I'm just glad to see them back in the sport. Bryson, I want to talk to you just a minute. How much does coon hunting mean to you? I know sports were your thing. You play basketball. Music is very important to you, and I can relate to that because my own son, he went hunting with me a lot when he was younger, but then he got involved with music. He was more into guitar, but he was good at it and enjoyed it. He never did really go into playing in rock and roll bands and all that. Of course, I know in the churches nowadays you got contemporary gospel music that you can play. What are you really interested in getting back into coon hunting a little bit? Are you?
I'm very interested. Me and Dad was driving home the other night, and I seen.
I muted you there.
Oh no, you're good.
I apologize. I'm trying to cut down a little bit on some of this background. No, but you go ahead.
Me and Dad's been dying to go. Like the other night, we were just driving home, and there was a big old full moon, and then me and him was thinking the same thing whenever we seen that big old full moon. And then we just started getting talking about a new dog, and I don't know if Dad mentioned anything about it. I forgot, but we actually got a new little project we got going on. It's a walker dog. His name's Bolt. He's pretty young. I don't know exactly how old he is, and I know he's out of a really good bloodline. And I hope to God once he gets a little older and trained up, we can bring him back here to tournament hunt him some. That would be the ideal thing to do with him.
The goal is bring him back and hunt in Autumn Oaks. That'd be awesome. That would really be awesome.
I would love to do that.
I'm just really excited about seeing you back in, and I saw your puppy online, and he looks good. And
Walker dog.
A walker dog for sure. All right, Peyton. Myself. Okay, I'm on the air.
Yes,
check.
we got
That used to be when I was at UKC. First thing you give somebody a mic and ask them to talk, they blow in it. Peyton, I think you've kind of always enjoyed coon hunting, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. I've been doing it since I was young. Spent a lot of time with Dad.
Yeah.
Some of my best memories was out in the woods with him. And, I've did it for a long time. I ain't got to do it in a while, and I don't know how much I'll get to do it since I'm so busy with sports and stuff. But I hope to be able to be in the woods.
Well, okay. I told the kids at PKC was asked to speak to them at their PKC World. It's kind of youth world. I don't know what they call it, youth nationals, whatever. It's the end of the year where they earn money all year, and they get to come and hunt. It's in conjunction with the World Hunt and all that. And as I thought about what to talk to these kids about, and somebody, Amy Thomas, told me, she said, "You seem like you're kind of nervous." And I didn't expect that out of you. I said, "Man, I'm talking to these young people. These guys are sharp as a tack, man. They cut, excuse my language, but their bullshit BS filter is on. I can't get up here and give these guys a song and dance. They know what's real and what's not, But what I tried to talk to those kids at that time was, I knew a lot of them said, "What do you want to do?" I said, "I want to be a coon hunter. I want to be a professional coon hunter. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do for the rest of my life." And I said, "But you might want to think about that a little bit, It's kind of like going to an inner city kid and asking him," he said, "Well, I want to play in the NBA." Well, yeah, you do, but how many kids come out of the inner city, Chicago or Washington or New York, or what, that actually make the NBA? It's a very, very, very small percentage. I said, get an education, learn a trade, get a means to support yourself and all. And then if you do that, then you can buy that truck. You can buy that new dog box. You can buy a nice dog and a nice light. And you can pursue then coon hunting for the rest of your life. But you got to have a foundation, And I know you boys your heads are on straight. I don't worry about you. But I try to tell kids that, you can coon hunt the rest of your life. I still go, and I'm 78 years old. I don't go as high, I don't step as high or as far as I used to, but I still love to go. And I got good friends that, ride me around in their buggies and stuff, But coon hunting can be a lifetime, but don't make it, what I'm trying to say to the people that are listening, not so much y'all, don't make it your be-all, end-all for life. Don't center your life on coon hunting. It can be your lifetime hobby. It can be your recreation. It can be something you can love your entire life. But get the priorities straight. Get right with the Lord first of all. And I know y'all understand that very well. And you're very fortunate, fellas. And I know you realize it, to be raised in a Christian home. Yeah. That is what so many. We see these tragic stories on the news. We just had one this week about a school shooting, in Minnesota. I'm pretty sure I can say that confused individual, young person, did not have a firm Christian background. Sure. He didn't know what we didn't know. Yeah. Right. Was not, didn't have a foundation. Josh, you're a preacher. I'm not going to start preaching because I'll be a lost ball in high weeds if I do that. But anyway, it's just great to see you guys that you can still, that you still have a desire to get into the sport, but you've got your priorities straight. This is a pretty little lady here was sitting over here reading and trying to stay interested in what we're saying, which she's not at all, I'm sure. But your fiance, okay. How did you and Courtney meet?
Well, we actually we met on a social media app. We met on a Snapchat, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was just on there. I just got a brand new phone, and then I see her profile, and then I add her. She added me right back, and then boom, we just started talking.
Awesome.
It was quick.
Meant to be, wasn't it?
It was definitely meant to be. She's the love of my life. I love her. Yeah, her name's Courtney Gist, and we've been engaged since May 2nd. So
that's good. So maybe next year, you think maybe a wedding? When
July.
or you got a
July 11th.
July? You got a date already?
July 11th.
That's awesome.
That's what we plan on doing.
That's awesome. I was kidding you earlier today. I asked her if she'd like to go with you.
Yeah.
I said they all do until you get married.
Yep. I bet Dad can agree to that.
Yeah. Well, Josh, from your perspective, you're watching your boys grow up now. Yeah. How's that feel?
It's kind of one of those things. It's bittersweet because you miss them being little, but at the same time, I think the Lord prepares us for them to grow up. He prepares
it's a
our mindset.
process. Yeah. When my son was little, I used to think, boy, I hate to think about him growing up. But it's a process. You will go as you go along.
Yeah, you get other stuff to look forward to as you go.
Yeah.
And I enjoy it. I mean, these guys, they say not to be best friends with your kids, but man, they're my best buddies.
Oh yeah.
And I think, and I'm not saying I do everything right, but I think it should be that way.
Well, it should be, and my dad and I were that way too. And I think what we're talking about in that regard is where parents are afraid to be parents because they're afraid they're going to offend or insult their children or whatever. But kids want to look up to a strong father figure. I think you boys would agree with me. You got a pretty good dad, don't you?
So unmute them and ask them out again, Steve.
Yeah, I'm playing with this board here, this massive soundboard I've got today.
But yes, we love and we appreciate our dad. He's been our best friend, greatest hunting buddy anybody can ask for.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, that brings back a lot of memories to me because, some of my best memories of my life were with my dad and hunting. I was his shadow when I was little, and I did a podcast with Chris Powell when I first started out and talked about when we went bear hunting one time. And while the guys are all standing around the fire figuring out what to do for the day, the hunt, and somebody asked, "What's Fielder doing with that kid up here?" And my dad, he was a small man. He about 5'7", 5'6". He walked out in the middle of the circle and he said, "That's my boy, and where I go, he goes." And that made an impression on me. I said, yeah, I didn't say anything.
As any dad should, taking up for you.
Yeah, that's right. Well, guys, this noise is pretty intense in here, and I want to be sure that we get a good recording. We haven't done quite 20 minutes yet, but, man, it's great to see y'all. As we say back
Great
home,
see you,
all
buddy.
y'all. All y'all is the plural of y'all. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't leave Mom out. She's awesome too.
Yeah.
I keep her.
Love
She
mama.
babies me and Bryson. I don't care to admit
big
it.
baby.
So
Yeah, naturally she does, Yeah. Well, that's just what a great family. I wish every kid in America had a family like you do. And, but that's when we look at the problems with society, we think of all things, and people right away want to say, guns, get rid of all the guns. Guns are the problem. No. It goes a lot deeper than that, But, well, anyway, the Muncy boys from Louisa, Kentucky. That sounds strange. I kind of felt closer to you when you were down there in West Mingo County. West Virginia.
Mingo County.
Yeah.
Now, we can throw a rock across the river.
Yeah,
It's not
we
that
ain't too far from home.
Well, my grandparents on my mother's side were born in East Kentucky, and I heard about Louisa my whole life, so. Okay, fellas, we got Bryson. He's the elder son, 19 years old. Peyton is 16.
And the better looking son.
And the better looking, he says. I don't know about that now. I'm not going to get into that.
He just wouldn't want to hurt your feelings.
I have to ask your mama which one's more.
Good luck with that. Yeah.
and Josh. Josh, thanks for coming by. It's always
thank you for
great
having
seeing you boys are family to me, and I look forward to Courtney joining the family here
so do we.
next year.
Oh, yeah.
So do we.
I'm ready to get started.
All right. Okay, that's Josh and Peyton and Bryson Muncy from Louisville, Kentucky. Thanks for stopping by, guys.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you.